What up, Dokkaners? As most of you should know, the Dokkan 10th anniversary part 2 broadcast is going to be happening tomorrow. Actually, about a day and a half for me posting this video. February 14th at 1700 hours, which is 5 p.m. PST for me. As far as the actual time for you, there's no link yet. If there is a link, I will try to post in the pinned comment or the description. So check down below. But regardless, I'll be going live like an hour or two before to make sure that my internet, first of all, doesn't die. And then also that, you know, we can watch everything together. They're going to be revealing all the info about the characters. We're going to learn leader skills. We're going to learn everything. So I figured let's just do a final predictions for this one. There's not a whole lot to guess, I suppose, but still, we're going to do this because, hey, we like seeing the 2-Ls, don't we? So just a little reminder of what my very first bracket was for this entire thing. There's still a lot that has not been revealed, like the 7th anniversary part 1s and part 2 EZAs. Some of us are thinking that these might be in jeopardy, given what we've seen recently in the Baba Shop. We also don't know the Android Cell Saga. These are the only two characters whose EZA, Super EZA identities we don't really know. We can't really deduce yet. Tech Cell makes the most sense for one of them, but the other one we still don't know. Banner unit has been revealed, but I mean, just overall, this is just garbage. This is terrible. I'm very proud of this, though, at the end of the day, even though this is just totally wrong, although I called this, kind of. I'm very proud that I put this here because I truly think the friend summon should deserve a Super EZA because this is ridiculous. Like, they have been around forever. They need to get an upgrade because they are absolute trash. So I hope that something like this happens sometime soon. But anyway, let's start with the predictions for the actual full-on graphic here. Most people are thinking that the Tech Cell Super EZA is going to happen simply because he is featured on the banner that contains Gohan and Vegito, Gogeta, and Janemba. So with these 5 characters all being on that banner, as well as the Tech Cell, I think Tech Cell is going to be getting a Super EZA. Another way to look at this is that every single Super EZA that we've had has not appeared on the actual banners themselves. The summonable banners for the 10th anniversary, the Part 1, Carnival, and Dokkan Festival, these guys have not been around. So same thing for Part 2, there will not be any of the Super EZAs there. So even more reason why this guy being on that Super EZA banner makes sense. I also think, now that I mentioned that, I don't think there's going to be a second Super EZA. Part of me was thinking that maybe there could be a second Super EZA. But let's just say, for example, the second Super EZA was going to be LR Gohan. LR Gohan would then have to get his own banner, which I don't think they would do. So I think we're done with Super EZAs with the Tech Cell. I think the only thing that would be left would be an EZA for an Android Cell Saga LR. But that being said, this could actually change the banner situation, which we'll get to in a minute. So this was my prediction before we got the asset leak, not asset leak, but the asset reveal for the Beerus. For those of you wondering why is everyone suddenly saying that Beerus is coming up for the banner unit, it's because looking at the assets here in the campaign details, first of all, this Vegeta is brand new. People eyeballed that right away. But this Beerus is brand new. This is not a Beerus that we have seen before. So this is very obviously going to be part of the new character that's going to be dropping on the banner. That's why people are saying that it's going to be Beerus. Plus, it works with everything that we talked about. The banner unit has to be a microcosm of the Dokkan Festival. Case in point right here, Hercule leads Earth protecting heroes and saviors, but he leads Earth protecting heroes at 130%, while this guy leads it at the full-on Dokkan Festival level. Likewise, if the Gogeta is to lead successors at 200% or whatever, the banner unit also has to lead successors, among other things. Beerus can do that because Beerus is in the successor category. So that is why that works. So here is the new bracket prediction. We have Beerus here for the Part 2 TUR. I repositioned it just because that's how they did it in the reveal. We know what the 3 LRs are. Everything else that is dim is still yet to be revealed. I think some of these, I think these two will be revealed in the upcoming broadcast. I think the 7th anniversary Part 1s, the 7th anniversary Part 2s will be part of the Part 3 festivities because that's normally what they do. I think in Part 3, that's when the anniversary characters get their EZAs. I'm still thinking that these guys are going to be receiving their EZAs. I know that the Baba Shop situation where the Royal Blue Vegeta AGL and the physical GT Super Saiyan Goku have a lot of people confused, but I think at the end of the day, these guys are going to be receiving their EZAs because it makes the most sense. I'm just going to stick with it. I don't want to keep changing my guesses. So the real question is just going to be this, honestly. Which of these two will be the LR EZA? I don't think it's going to be Gohan Super EZA. I think it's either going to be future Gohan Trunks or it's going to be Goku Gohan. So we'll talk about that in a second. So now let's do the predictions for the Gogeta, the Frieza, Goku, and the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. My first prediction is that the Gogeta is going to be an AGL unit, which, why? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. We have an LR physical Gogeta, we have an LR tech Gogeta, we have an LR STR Gogeta. I mean, they're not all Z Gogetas, but they're Gogetas. We don't have an INT LR Gogeta, and we don't have an AGL LR Gogeta. I think AGL is more likely simply because INT, there is that INT Super EZA, the INT Gogeta, like old school Dokkan Festival, who could get a Super EZA sometime soon. So eventually he would become relevant, but as far as the AGL goes, there's nothing. So that's why I'm just thinking we're going to get an AGL here. That's why. And then as far as the leader skill is concerned, I basically just copied and pasted the structure for the Goku. So Goku leads a new category, Earth Protecting Heroes. So that's why Vegeta's going to lead Successors, because he is the main guy. Then Fused Fighters, I feel like is going to be a common thread for both, because both lead into a fusion. So I think having Fused Fighters there makes a lot of sense. Not, you know, every part of the leader skill has to be different. I'm sure some people will issue a grievance with that, but that's just my guess. Look, let me just also remind you guys, I'm terrible at predicting categories. I'm not good at that. So my guess is garbage. Okay, your guesses are probably better than mine. Please don't be too hard on my category guesses. I'm just not good at them. Fused Fighters, I think both will share. Pure Saiyans, I was also going to include, but I actually changed it to Final Trump Card because I feel like one common category is enough. I changed it to Final Trump Card for a reason that I'll mention later on in the video. So these guys, Ki +3, 200% HP, 170% stats. And then the backup 30% or 50% goes to Fusion, which is the opposite of, not the opposite, but it's like the other, you know, Potara's one. So Fusion's the other. And then Earthbred Fighters is unique to Goku. Vegeta's not an Earthbred fighter. So I figured let's bring in a red category that pertains to Vegeta only, because Goku is an Earthbred fighter, but he is not a gifted warrior. Vegeta is a gifted warrior, but not an Earthbred fighter. So that's what I did here. So I feel like this makes a lot of sense and it looks pretty cool, but let me know what you guys think, because y'all are better at this than I am. This is my final build for the Gogeta. Is it good? Probably not. That's probably going to be the one downside about the character. His leader skill combination will be weird, but whatever. All right. Next, we've got the Frieza Goku. I'm just going to say they are straight up going to be overwriting the previous one, and they're going to make this guy the new Tech LR Universe 7 rep, because we have a solid STR LR, we have a solid AGL LR, we have a solid INT LR, we have a solid Tech 1. Oh. Okay, I guess he could be physical. It's too late. It's too late. I'm just going to say that this guy's going to be Tech. I think maybe not physical, just because we have some very nice Universe 7 characters that are physical LRs. Like we got the 17 Golden Frieza, who just got their unique equips. We have blue dudes. So I think of all of this, I think the Tech one probably could use an upgrade, although we just got the Tech UI. I don't know, man. It's one of those two. Again, my predictions suck, so don't judge me. I just made it Tech because I feel like it. Reps of Universe 7, Ki +4, 220%. Now, since this guy is going to be a reversible exchange unit, does that automatically mean that he leads more than one category? I'm just going to play it safe and say no. I'm sort of equating this to the Royal Blue Vegeta, since he only leads Universe Survival Saga. Only that is a far better category leader skill than what I'm proposing for the Goku Frieza. So maybe that can be his one downside, right? Because Royal Blue Vegeta's got a great leader skill, but then his abilities, a lot of people are not too fond of. Maybe for this one, the category can be the thing that people are not too fond of, but the abilities and everything are pretty good. So I'm just going to stick with this, all right? Reps of Universe 7, 220%. Then we've got Gohan. So Gohan, I am throwing as a physical. Why? Because just random. Let's just actually go to the Android Cell Saga category. We don't have a physical lead for it. Although, now that I say that, I'm not going to actually have this guy lead Android Cell Saga, but we don't have like a prominent, you know, really, actually the category overall just kind of sucks. Like, do we have a lot of good? I mean, we have, okay, so he's from Android Cell Saga. We have INT. We have, this guy could be getting an EZA, right? We got AGL. So it's kind of for the same reasons. I'm just thinking, like, what are some of the notable LRs? There's not really a notable physical one, so that's why I just gave it to him. So physical Gohan, I'm going to be giving him Bond of Parent and Child. Is this necessarily a good leader skill? No, but now I'm going to mention why I put Final Trump Card here and Bond of Parent and Child here. The reason why I think these two categories are going to be in there somewhere is because of the Training in the Clouds category boost. They are giving us boosts for Bond of Parent and Child and Final Trump Card. I don't know if this necessarily has to dictate what the categories could be, but that's sort of the connection that I made. So that's why I'm saying that it could be that. At the end of the day, I could be wrong. More likely than not, I am. Your guesses are better than mine. So let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree with these takes in terms of leader skill combinations, in terms of typings. I'm sure some of you guys are gonna be like, no, I don't want it to be this. I want it to be that. I'm not basing this off of like what I want. I'm just basing this off of what probably would be the most likely outcome. So that's it. Next, other predictions. Android Cell Saga upgrades revealed. I call them upgrades because I don't know necessarily if it's going to be both, you know, one Super EZA and one regular EZA. Could it be two EZAs? Could it be two Super EZAs? Like, you never know with Dokkan. But in my opinion, I think Tech Cell Super EZA is 100% guaranteed. And then I think it's a 50-50 on if it's whether or not it's going to be Future Gohan Trunks or the Goku Gohan. But what really is going to dictate this is going to be who shows up on the banner. I don't think they'll reveal the full banner lineup. They'll show the graphic for the banners like they usually do. Like they'll show the front men, right? Like this, they'll show that. I don't know if they'll show the Android Cell Saga LR. If they do, that would reveal it. That would 100% confirm it. Because if another EZA is to happen, it would have to be from a character that is appearing on the banners. Actually, you know what? We can change this now because we know it's Beerus. So I actually can get rid of this. But what I mean is the Janemba spot is the one that people are not entirely sure about. Some people are thinking that it could be an Android Cell Saga LR, and it makes perfect sense because if it were, then that EZA would make sense. Notice how every single EZA or potential EZA is going to be included on the banners. These two characters are featured on the anniversary banners. The 7th anniversary LRs are also featured on the anniversary banners. The 7th anniversary Part 2 LRs are featured on the anniversary banners. So all of these guys already have banner representation. So when they get their EZAs, they're already accessible. If this guy were to get a Super EZA, whatever the LR is, it would have to be a character that appears on the banner. So if Future Gohan Trunks appears in the Janemba spot, that unit's getting an EZA. If Goku Gohan appears on the Janemba spot, or whatever spot on the banner, that unit's getting an EZA. That's what I'm thinking. And Fusion Zamasu does make sense when you do a 1-to-1 because Janemba was the Part 2 to a Tanabata. Fusion Zamasu is the Part 2 to a Tanabata. So, you know, if we're going to be substituting this with the Android Cell Saga LR, then I am more actually... I'm kind of vibing with some of y'all's comments on my other video when I was predicting stuff. You guys had said, instead of Boo-Tanks, putting in a pre-Gogeta would make more sense. And thematically, it absolutely does. But the reason why I'm just not thinking that that's going to happen is just because this is something that they've always done. But then again, I just fell into their trap card. I assumed, based on a pattern, what Dokkan has done, and they are not going to always follow through with the same pattern. So they could totally do this. If an Android Cell Saga LR appears in the flex spot where Janemba would have been, or the Janemba LR was, then I can totally see them replacing Boo-Tanks for Gogeta, which would make this banner actually really, really good because Gogeta absolutely transcends Boo-Tanks and Vegito, so it is not a 1-to-1 substitution. It is going to make the Gogeta banner way better than the Vegito banner. But then again, they want to make more sales. That's probably a good move for them to make the Part 2 banners better than the Part 1s. After everyone's already exhausted all their funds, why not throw in more reason to spend more money? So there you go. Those are my predictions. Hopefully they made sense to you. They make sense in my head. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. At the end of the day, it's all in good fun, so I just can't wait to see what they do. Hopefully they're good, and I'm just praying that the Frieza Goku is good. I need people to enjoy this category as much as I do, man. I love my Universe 7. Stop making fun of it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Let in the comments your thoughts on my predictions. Do they make sense? Are they stupid? Are they good? Feel free to share your thoughts. What am I missing? What other interesting theories do you guys have out there? Feel free to share in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll let you know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.